Hi, David ERDOS with poem 9 from The Bastard's Charter. Apparently, one of my neighbours behind has a Rottweiler, so you may well hear a literal hound from hell barking at an intermittent time throughout this recording. It won't be contrived. Perhaps it won't appear at all. This poem is fueled and fired by the oncoming energy crisis, which is affecting us all and will affect us further in October. Certainly in England, everyone is running scared about what will happen then to people's bills and to the cost of living in general. And it seems this continuing chain of disasters, from Brexit and Boris to terror and Trump to COVID to whatever follows on and precedes and surrounds us, feels inescapably designed somehow. And it makes me consider what warnings and what signs and signals surround us, and how we could have avoided or how we can survive what faces us. And the poem is also concerned with the parity and the disparity between the natural world around us and the artificial world which we create within. All birds are poets. Free as a Bird was the song with which the Threetles revived John Lennon in the Beatles Anthology project, circa 1994. I stare at a branched blackbird now, framed by a neighbouring tree to my garden. It forms a perfect image of freedom, an interesting concept which I seem to recall from before, or from whenever that dates. No doubt the days of my childhood, in which another energy crisis, for a while at least, cut the week to 3 working days. I was too young to know what that felt like, and yet now I feel close to reduction, and to subtraction too, as funds leak, and the abandoned ship starts to sink while staying docked in the harbour. The October crisis and its incoming cloud presses down on the somewhat shambling decks, where those without a commission or comfortable cabin will feel further reduced in their quarters, and from where even those in a crow's nest may inescapably start to drown. Yet still the bills escalate, as they have here already. For persons unknown have decided to aggravate the slack rate and tighten it as a bind, as society seeks suffocation, with one governmental hand on the windpipe while the other on the ever-loosening wheel navigates. So, which is worse, sea or sky? Only one of those you walk into. The other remains just as distant, whether in a plane or a lounge. The bird in the tree knows what's best, as it can claim both in a moment. It needs no chart or charge for survival. Instead, it sails simply, flying, free, and yes, homeless, the representative of a spark and spirit which will always have a land-lubbed cost. That's profound. We might say that all birds are poets, perhaps carrying one word or idea to another. Skirting cloud, they lift image close to the ascent point, to space, and pass their private language between the late-night call and dawn chorus, gossiping about man or forewarning us about the inevitable threat we can't trace. Soon we will be straining for gas and for the electric spark which allows us to connect to each other and distract us as well from dark's place. Meanwhile, the birds write escapes. Perhaps this is why they crap on us daily. Messy marks of white punctuation, hints on how to ransack past prisons and to stop serving the sentences written for us, which increasingly we can't face. And now this bird has flown. Another John Lennon lyric. By the time that I type this, my energy will be slipping. It will also be colder. So someone please tell me, which is the correct curse to embrace? David ERDOS, September the 1st, 2022. Stay warm.